Again, looking at what private schools were doing, the policy of 1992 recommends that an education foundation be established at the provincial and federal levels to promote education in privately managed schools. In other words, have a body, have a supervisory council kind of thing to look into the affairs of privately managed schools. After all, our own children are going to those schools. If they are being fleeced or overcharged or they are not treated well, then somebody needs to take a look at that. The provinces be allowed to adopt either the provincial or national language or English as the medium of instruction. Now here, after a lot of policies we've seen make the national language the language of education, make Urdu medium the medium of instruction, for the first time we see that the provinces have the power to teach either in their provincial language, to teach in the national language, or to teach in English. The result of that, as we see even today, we've got schools of English medium, Urdu medium, and the local uh, provincial dialects and languages as well. Doesn't help in the long run. Secondary education, which really is grades 9, 10, 11, and 12, if you want to include the higher secondary there too. At school level, two types of institutions be established: high schools for general education and high schools for professional education. In other words, what the policy said was bifurcate, track the students. If you wanted to be a doctor, an engineer, an architect, or something like that, you focused differently, opposed to if you wanted just a regular high school education in the humanities or social sciences or business or something like that. So bifurcate the students, and we see that in after grade 8, when students get to class 9, they begin to choose pre-medical or pre-engineering or commerce or arts and stuff like that. From class 1 to 9, high school education, the syllabus should be of 12 years duration. This is the first time that we see in the 92 policy that the years of schooling are mentioned. 12 years of schooling are mentioned. Class 1 through grade 12 should be school education. Higher secondary education will be delegated to the school section instead of colleges, because what we had first was up to grade 10 matric was school, then 11, 12 became college together with some graduate programs and stuff like that. What this policy says is no, let 12th grade go back to the schools, should be with the schools, and the colleges and universities should really be focusing on graduate, postgraduate programs and the like. In high schools, laboratories for science subjects shall be established separately. Obviously, you can't teach science in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th without laboratory facilities. Laboratory facilities are seen as important piece to science education. If you want good quality science education, you won't get it by reading science, you won't get it by writing science. You will get a good quality science education by doing science. And to do science, you need labs. Whether it's physics, chemistry, biology, all three, you need labs. And so this policy recommends to establish these labs in high schools and higher secondary schools. Mathematics will be compulsory for higher secondary classes, separate mathematics courses for students of natural science and social science. Math was seen as an important subject by these policymakers, and they recommend to offer two types of mathematics, one for the science people, the natural sciences, and one for the social sciences. After all, if you're going to do research later on, you will need to know the math and statistics. Special programs to train teachers of mathematics and science to be organized. Because obviously the way you teach science and the way you teach math is very different from the way you teach languages or a number of social science subjects. And so the math and science teachers were recommended to get special training suited to their disciplines.